Welcome back to Terphouse Weekly. Today is September 16th, and I know we're doing this on a Sunday, very rare, but I'm going to be moving across the country this week, and I didn't want to miss Terphouse Weekly because, as it says in the name, we do this show every week, so I wanted to keep things going. And of course, my name is James Lynch. We got a lot to talk about. Last week, we had Randy Rowland get back in the win column. He got that win at Tough Enough, getting a knockout finish in that one, so congratulations to Randy getting back in the win column. And we had a new member of Team Terphouse compete this past weekend on the UFC Moscow card, Terphouse, where this guy brings it every single fight, and he lost another close decision, this time to Merab Dvalishvili. Terphouse, we wish him the best, always bringing it. Hopefully the UFC gives him another fight because this guy always puts on a good show. And this week we got a bunch of fighters competing on the UFC 137 card from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Of course, I'm talking about Ben Saunders, Christos Giagos, and Ewell. Saunders faces Sergio Moraes, and Saunders is coming off a big win over Jake Ellenberger in his last fight. Of course, Saunders was on a losing streak heading into the Ellenberger fight, gets back in the win column, so Saunders will be looking for back-to-back wins in this fight. As well, we got Christos Giagos returning to the UFC for the first time since June of 2015. Wow, it's been a while. Since then, he's fought for ACB, he's fought for RFA, racked up a 4-2 record, and got the call up to face Charles Oliveira this weekend at UFC Brazil. It's going to be a great show, and looking forward to having Christos back in the UFC. And rounding things out, we've got Ewell, who of course is the CES Bantamweight champion. He won the title at the last CES show, getting that win over Dennis Paiva. He gets signed to the UFC, and now he's facing Renan Barão, a former UFC Bantamweight champion. This is going to be a great fight. We've actually interviewed Andre twice here on the YouTube channel. First when the fight was announced, and of course later on after, just asking him how training camp and everything's gone. So check that out on our YouTube channel. But Andre's actually 8-1 in his last 9 fights and carries a 4-fight win streak into his UFC debut. Looking forward to this fight for sure. And next week we've got Darren Cruikshank fighting for Rizin. He's taking on a fellow UFC veteran in Diego Brandao at that Rizin 13 card. We interviewed Darren up on our YouTube channel, so check that interview out. Lots of good stuff with Darren, also talking about his love for hunting, which is always a must when you talk to Darren in our interviews. In the meantime, guys, check out terphouse.com for all your CBD oil needs. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Terphouse. I'm James Lynch, and I'll see you next week.